Hi, everyone. Welcome to Journey to Excellence, a podcast dedicated to help you thrive, grow, and make meaningful impact in your workplace. I'm Millie, and I'm here with the wonderful Marwa Al Johani. Clap, yay. Marwa is incredible. She is a founder of her incredible company, Ojen, businesswoman, mom, expert in corporate quality of life, and a soft power for the UAE. Marwa, I'm so happy that we're doing this. We've talked about doing this podcast for a while, so this is amazing.
Thank you, Millie. I'm so happy today. I'm very excited. We've been planning this for a lot of time.
Yeah.
And finally we're doing it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm so happy. I think we have an incredible conversation ahead of us. Off of that. So to start off, we're going to be talking about one of the biggest problems that business face, people quitting. Several studies show that almost 40% of employees consider leaving their jobs because they're unhappy. So today, Marwa and I are going to talk about the reasons why people feel unhappy and eventually leave, and also what causes people to stay. So whether you're an employer or an employee, you're going to want to stick around today because today might be the start of your journey to excellence. So, Marwa, you have an incredible organization called Ojen that focuses on corporate quality of life and excellency. I know Ojen really focuses and looks at the health and wellness of businesses and organizations through a variety of different services that you all provide. I think Ojen is incredible, and the work that you're doing is amazing, and how you're doing it. Could you share a little bit more about Ojen and what makes Ojen different?
Thank you. Thank you for this introduction about Ojen. What I would love to add also that what makes us different than the other organization, and I understand that there is so many corporate quality of life specialists in-house. But what makes us different that we are having this tool to measure the silent human. It can measure the stress level, the energy, the engagement, the connection of the team. It can measure everything when it comes to the human skills. And what I love about it, because we have been working on this for a long time, it took a lot of research and a lot of study cases. And it covers so many fields. So this AI, the dashboard will show you the indication. As an owner of this dashboard, you will be able to have the indication only. You cannot be able to see individuals, like what people actually say in the survey, what people answered. Like, we are trying to prevent the problem. We are trying to fix the problem.
It's amazing though that like with Ojen, it's not just y'all, my Americanness, y'all, that Ojen is not just selling these just random trainings, these general trainings.
No, I don't.
That you go in, really assess and diagnose with the technology that you all have created.
100%.
That is human-centered.
Yeah.
And then the solutions you provide are also human-centered as well. That's amazing.
And in Ojen, we believe in Ojen that this dashboard, this quality of life dashboard, will give you a really accurate recommendation to apply it in your workplace, to keep your people thrive, to keep your people to keep them safe. Because from your expertise, like mental health it's a problem when people, they feel psychologically not safe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think that's probably one of the biggest issues is when, just in any situation, but in workplaces, when people start feeling unsafe, that's when things start unraveling.
And they feel disconnected. So it starts with the disconnecting, and then the burnout, and then after the burnout, they will leave. Yeah. And losing an employee. I have this. I learned about the study happened in California University. It says it costs you 50% when the employee leave the job. Wow. It costs you 50% from his annual salary, and it's a huge number. It's not an easy number, and this is only the hard cost. There is a hidden cost let's say you hire someone to replace his place. It will take him 6 months for the onboarding probation to have this productivity, to be able to give more in the workplace. So it's a lose.
So Marwa, Ojin is just, it's so exciting every time that we talk about Ojin. It's just so exciting and so important, the work that Ojin is doing. Can you share a bit more about what inspired you to start Ojin?
So OGEN stand for Organizational Journey for Excellence Navigation, and we are having a practical studies. It's not a theoretical; it's a practical where you apply certain of leadership practicing. You apply like customized training. You apply micro journey. There is a practical study, and the outcome is always positive.
Yeah.
To keep your employee more active, more connected, and more aligned. And this is very important for the business owner, for sure, to keep their people aligned.
What made you be like, no, I have to start Ojin now?
So it started with when I received a call from a company to do a human capital position.
Yeah.
And in order to get this job, I have to present a case study to reduce the burnout from 70 to 30. And this study has to be submitted in 48 hours.
Okay.
It took me a lot of work, but I'm also in it. Like I know what it takes to get the solutions, and I've done a really practical solution for them. I've talked to them about the AI, the human-centric AI. I give them a lot of solution, and I submitted. And then I met the decision maker, and he wanted actually to take advantage of me. He wanted me to cover different countries, more countries, with the same offer. So I went home with this thought, like I was thinking, what should I do? I've been always wanting to meet Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid. I admire him for his leadership style. I believe he's a very successful in the business and as a human as well. He's my role model when it comes to the leadership. And I've always trying to avoid to cross the boundaries when it comes to protocol. I'm always from a protocol background, so I am aware like I cannot break it. So I've never approached him until that day. I saw him in a seminar. The minute I saw him, I was telling him what I did. I was like, I had this interview and I've done this study case and this was my solution. And I told him like very quick. It was very quick because it was very loud. It was a huge seminar. And he was telling me, why you have a solution for one company? Why don't you serve all the companies?
Wow.
He said, I look at him and I was like, I wanted to do that inside me. Like I wanted to do that because I know it's a practical. It could work in each company. It's a human centered. It's a human centered service. So you can apply it in any field, any company. It's a human centered. It's reducing the turnover of the employee. And he said, why you do this for one company? You can serve the whole community, the whole society. Just do it, and I'll be your backbone. And then I woke up.
Oh, so it was a dream.
It was a dream.
Wow.
It was a dream, but I swear that morning when I woke up, I had this engine Ferrari in my tummy. Like I had this engine Ferrari feelings, and I told my husband I wanted to do this. And I told him about the dream, and he told me, okay, let's do it. What do you need?
Wow.
And then we started.
And then Ojin started.
Yeah, it was in September 2025.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And here we are.
When I told you now, I had the feeling again.
Yeah.
It's impacted me in a very beautiful way. And it's still, for sure.
It's just so incredible every time we speak about it. Just the work that Ojin is doing and the impact of like people matter. Like people are not just numbers. They're not just warm bodies and placeholders, but like employees matter, and they deserve that dignity and to feel safe within workplaces and to thrive within workplaces. And that just doesn't help them, but that also helps organizations and businesses thrive too. So
the thing is, you cannot blame the employee for the burnout. You cannot.
Yeah.
You have to first thing check if the employment experience not failed them from the first place. And sometimes it's the employment experience failed people. And I've been experiencing burnout, I would say three times. Like if when I calculate my year of experience since 2003, it happened to me 3 times, and it's impacting me very bad. Like I have experiencing the feeling of loser, the feeling of defeated, and it was very hard for me because I was always thinking it was me. The problem is me. I'm either too emotional. I'm either because I was young, but I still have this. I've never been driven for the feeling to fit in. I'm always thinking the things that motivate me is the growth. If they have a plan for me to grow, what they give me, not only the salary.
Do you say that your personal experience inspired you to start Ojen?
It does a lot because I remember myself back in 2006 when the first resignation happened, and let's say this, Melly, with every resignation letter there is a human breakdown. And I experienced this, but I left with why. I love my job. I love the company. I'm very loyal to them because it was 4 years of experience, and I was young. It was my first job, and I had to leave because the environment, like day to day, it was emotionally drained. I was emotionally drained.
Yeah.
Not because of my manager. I had a very good manager. I had my line manager. I have very experience with my line managers, with my manager, but it's always the environment where the envy comes when you succeed. People think, I don't know, they say this, my success is not your lose.
Yeah.
And some of people are not educated, but it took me a lot to understand this. It took me, like, I'm talking since 2006, my first resignation, and then I resigned again in 2011. I remember, or 10, sorry. I resigned in 2010. Because of the same reason, the environment is changed. And it's not adding anything to me. It doesn't fulfill my dreams, my own personal goals. It doesn't. Like, I did not feel like having this balance from life and work.
So like your own experiences, I think, Marwa, like a lot of people, we've had so many discussions. A lot of people have experienced it. I've experienced it, right? Where whether it's the environment, whether it's the leadership or management, can cause such burnout, fatigue, psychological unsafety to a point. I have to get out of it. And then I really like how you said it so beautifully. Like every resignation, it's like there's some part of like human breakdown, right? I think even when like I did everything that I could have done and still it wasn't enough, right? And just like that, the mental toll that it takes to be in a situation and leave it, it's also a lot too. And then have that trying to get that belief and confidence in yourself to try again. It's hard.
The experience that I had with the burnout was always about the environment. It's never about my manager.
Okay, that's great.
But I believe from one of my experience, it was the manager. Actually, he didn't mean to cause this, but the way he took care of me, because he saw a potential, and I'm a hard worker. Like, I'm a very loyal person. I'm very fast on my feet, and sometimes people hate that. Like, sometimes, like, especially your colleague, they're not like you. They feel you're different. But as I said, it wasn't me to fit in. I am thinking about myself, how to grow, how to be more, how to develop myself day by day. I compare myself to myself yesterday. I'm not too busy with them. That's why I leave.
That's like really profound. You've talked about bad environment, but then it's also sometimes with bad management. I think I want to explore more. I think when we've reflected that there are kind of two big reasons why people leave. And the first one being bad management.
Well, it's true. That bad management is the first thing. So leadership, they've been talking about it like everywhere now. And I understand leadership is a buzz now. And I can see most of the managers want to be seen as a leader.
Yes.
But leader is not a title. Yes. It's easy for anyone to have a title. Leadership is more than that. It's knowing when to talk, when to listen, and when to be silent. And
we know that.
Like, we hate you for this now.
Yeah, we know that. But we've seen that a lot where people are like, managers aren't leaders. and trying to differentiate themselves, and they're still not great leaders or managers.
It feels good that you're a leader.
Yeah,
It feels
yeah.
good because it's the best thing ever, like to be a leader,
Yeah.
but you have to be a servant leader. You cannot be a leader with because you have the charisma or because you have a character, you think you're a leader.
Yeah.
Or because you have a job title, or maybe because you have a position in the company.
Yeah.
Leadership is more than that. Leadership
Yeah.
is learning how to influence people and how to put them in their best shape.
Yeah.
You have to be selfless, and you have to be more educated how to train people individually.
So Marwa, what does bad management look like?
For me, I think you cannot be a good manager if you are taking advantage of people. And it just remind me of one story. Like one of the manager, I was in the same room and I heard him talking about someone who's leaving the company, and he said he cannot go anywhere. He has a loan and he has a family. So this kind of environment, this kind of management, you cannot thrive with it. You cannot grow with it.
No.
It's not a human. It's not a human. If you think this way,
you're
taking advantage of the people need.
Yeah.
Like you have to be there for him to balance his life. You have to be there for him. I'm not saying it's like we have to remove all the challenges. The goal is not to remove all the challenges from the workplace. The idea is leaders have to think about how to get people thrive, how to get people develop in this place, because it will reflect.
Yeah, yeah.
It will reflect on the productivity. It will reflect even with other people.
That's really helpful. Some signs that people can look out for is that managers they lack that selflessness, use employees,
Appreciation, also.
lack of appreciation, lack of supporting development, professionally and personally.
Safety.
They lack safety.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That will make people leave.
Yep.
That will make people leave.
Yeah, yeah. So Marwa, like we've kind of identified what bad management looks like. What would you say are the signs of a bad environment?
So I believe it's all like when it comes to the environment, it's the lack of dignity. And I believe each company should have a culture.
Good, healthy culture.
It's a and the only culture comes from the business owner.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I think that it is. It's from the top to the bottom. And I think a lot of times people think like culture starts at the bottom to the top, but really like a healthy culture needs to be set. That standard needs to be set by the leadership.
It's always the culture. Trust me, it's always the culture. It tells a lot about the company health indication. It will tell a lot about the quality of life. So I believe the lack of dignity, it will affect this.
Like, so when companies allow certain behaviors to take place without repercussions, without accountability, would you say that's a really big red flag?
You can see it in the documents. You can read it in the documents. But are they practicing this? No. Mm-hmm. Every company want to look best company. Every company want to have the best quality of life.
Yeah.
But is it happening? Is it practicing? Is it there? No. But it's there. It's written. The dignity and the transparency and the best leadership. But when it comes to the real work day, it's not there. I am a manager. My office is open, and I can welcome anyone to come to me to tell me some insights about someone else. So this is not a healthy culture at all.
Yeah. When talking about like an open door policy, Marwa, do you feel like open door policies are like actually helpful, or do they can they really manifest even like worse like behavior within an environment?
Well, it's a healthy practice to do, and it is working if the culture is healthy.
Yeah.
Anything you can apply to the workplace, but you cannot have the outcome if it's not applied in the right way.
Yeah, that's a great point, is that like intentions can be great. Like, managers or HR, people can set things, but like if the culture isn't healthy, it's not going to help. Yeah.
Because we're human in the end of the day, and we had this devilish side, and I understand, but we need to work on this. We need to, we say in Islam, يعني نلجمها. We should make it stop because it's there.
Yeah. I think a lot of people don't have that perspective. It's like, oh, that person's win is not my loss. Like, instead of being inspired by colleagues, it can feel like a threat. But I think that's something too that goes on too. I think in so many workplaces, people feel like just a number, that they have to reach certain metrics and that's their whole value. Of course, like when you're at a workplace, you have certain expectations in your role, but that's something that I have faced in the past where it's like literally none of us felt like we mattered. You know, you hear the stories, you see them on Facebook. I sound like a boomer. Facebook, of like people who they know someone who's passed away. The next day, their workplace has a box of like of their stuff and like is hiring somebody else. And yeah, but I think that's a big problem too. It's like when people feel like they're just a number. Of course, people are going to feel like everything's a competition.
Well, competition is good. The challenges is always going to stretch you.
Sure. Yeah.
But I mean, the feeling of the burnout, it will drain you. And this is the difference between like some of the managers, I say managers, not leaders. Some of the managers, they think, oh, I will put him in a challenge. I'm trying to shape him. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to go for a challenge to be shaped. But this challenge is a burnout.
Yeah.
And also the most of the manager, they mix between workload and challenges.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so workload has nothing to do with the burnout. By the way. Yeah, it has nothing to do. I can have a workload, but if I receive appreciation, if my leader, because the servant leader, they're always there for their employee. I say this because I was one of them. I practice so many different style of leadership with my team, and the outcome was very great. The idea is to learn when to speak, to learn when to listen, and to learn when to have a tough decision.
Yeah.
And you're still a leader.
Do you feel like though leaders, because I think there are though some leaders who they give so much on the workload, but not leaders, managers, but do you feel like a good leader pushes like, okay, there's a heavy workload, but good leaders know when to pull back, right?
It's not about the workload. The workload is something. It comes with work. It's a load, and it's a season. The workload is a seasonal, and but the burnout is totally different. The workload is always going to stretch you. It's always going to put you in a higher position because it's a new challenge. It's a new experience. The workload teach you a lot.
Sure.
Nobody has. I've never heard someone complaining about workload. Though you will hear someone complaining, but he will have the burnout, but he doesn't know how to say that.
Okay.
It's a burnout. It's not a workload.
Okay.
And the burnout comes from the lack of appreciation, the lack of the safety, the lack of the feeling of being secured and appreciated, that this is the real feeling. It's not a workload.
Okay. Yeah. So we've talked about the bad. We've talked about what does bad environments look like, what do bad management look like, and how it impacts employees. What does good management and good environments look like?
I just say the good environment should be having a healthy culture, and it has to have a level of appreciation. It has a level of team connection. I believe so many like in UAE they've started in 2019, I believe, the corporate quality of life, and they're doing a great job with it. They now understand I need to keep my employee happy. And what I love about UAE, they call it now employee happiness.
Okay.
And I love the idea that you know how many study they have put on customer experience satisfaction. They have done so many studies to have this customer happiness, customer satisfaction.
Yes. Even in the bathrooms, they have that in the bathrooms in the malls.
That's really great.
You leave,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is the hard work. But what I love about UAE now, they are treating the employee experience in the same level they're treating the customer happiness as well. So this is something that I should highlight. I'm so proud of this. And McKinsey, he have a study in 2022. And this study said in the Gulf region, we are experiencing 66% of burnout.
Wow.
employee
That's
burnout.
a big number.
Yeah, but today I'm really proud now that all the organization now, they care more about the quality of life more than the salary.
That's just really powerful though, Marwa. And I think, like you said, like having a culture of transparency and trust and safety, but also that empowerment piece, like just even from the environment, but managers, like good leaders, they empower people. I know that you've done some incredible work. So I would love to hear a little bit more if you could share about your experience just as a leader, but also the environment for the Saudi Social Bank.
Yeah, I would say this experience shaped me a lot. And because as I told you, when I had an experience with burnout, I've done a lot of studies because I wanted to have an answer why. And I've done a lot of studies. I've done a lot of training. I'm working on myself to find out what was the problem. And I'm happy today that I knew it wasn't me. It was the environment, it was the bad management. So when the social bank when the Saudi Social Bank have a project here in Dubai, I was so happy to be assigned to create a team of Saudi youth.
Yeah.
We are very connected. I'm really happy with them. So when we started to do the recruitment, the planning, and I remember in the interview with them, they said to me, "We want you to keep the team motivated. This is what they want me to do. This is what actually my main role."
Wow. Okay. That's a big.
And it's my game because I know how to get people motivated. I know how to get people connected. I'm a team builder. I love this.
Yeah.
So we've done all the recruitment thing. We've done everything. We started the project, and it was really nice project because we are representing all the Saudi culture. That I thought people think it's a challenge because in Saudi Arabia is big.
Yeah.
And we have east and west, and we have north and south, and we speak different accent and sometimes different words.
Okay.
But we're still connected. We have this spirit. The day we had the onboarding training, they felt connected immediately, and I was so proud because they have this much of love to present Saudi Arabia. And I told them, "You're ambassador. You need to present Saudi Arabia in the best way you can." And in the same time, the project itself, it's really valuable because the Saudi Social Bank had this project to support all the Saudi talent to have a platform in Dubai. And the leadership style I applied on this team was different styles. Because, as I said, the best leader who can know how to approach according to the situation. So I was jumping from different styles, and because I do also training session, I do coaching sessions for them. So I was there for them. I was making sure they are motivated, and I had the culture.
Marwa, can you share a little bit more about Ojin's Atom model and how you guys help organizations?
It took a lot of research from me and on hands as well experience. I think we need more time to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I applied this on the team that I served, the Saudi youth team, and it was the outcome was brilliant.
Yeah. So from kind of what we've talked about is that every person, what organizations need to focus on is like dignifying every person, that people are human beings and they need to be treated as such, and having that selflessness from management and just the healthy standards of the work culture can make such a huge difference for employees and help them to stay. That when there's extremely toxic environments and bad management, that's why people leave. But the good thing is that there can be change that can cause people to stay. Thank you, Marwa, for this conversation. This was amazing, just kind of learning more about why people leave and what makes them stay. And thank you for our listeners for listening in. We hope that this conversation really just helped you, inspired you as you have your journey to excellence within your workplace, whether you're an employee, a manager, or a business owner. And don't forget to check out Ojin and see the incredible work that they're doing, or maybe something resonated within this conversation. And you feel like your organization or business might need a little bit of help, then Ojin is here to help. And we will see you next time. Thank you.